Hey guys, and welcome to game number 11 out of 100 of my Human vs. AI series, where I'll be taking on the AI-powered Scrabble bot BestBot in a 100-game match. We're currently 2-8, so the first 10 games didn't go particularly well, but hopefully we can turn things around here in game number 11. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Looks like BestBot is first, and alright, I do have a blank at least, so that's good. My other tiles are a little bit clunky. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to bingo with that. I do have impunity if I can get a U or a T from the bot. That would be nice. I'm not sure what else there is. I guess implying with an L or a G. So there are a number of tiles that would give me an 8. I don't believe there are going to be any 7s with those tiles. Yeah, 2 eyes definitely make it difficult. So we'll see. Best bet, as it's apt to do, is taking a decent amount of time on its opening play. It usually seems to... Okay, there we go. It does move with Volt, and I do have Implying, or Impunity, actually, so I will be bingoing. Implying... Well, does it score more? I think it scores more, right? That scores 72. Impunity might be close, actually, because it... Yeah, actually, it scores the same. Interesting. Implying is probably safer, just because Impunity does make this X spot next to this I if he has the X. Implying does put the I over here, though, so it's actually debatable which one is safer, because this Implying does open 2 double lines, and Impunity only opens 1. So that would be something in favor of Impunity. I'm not too worried about the triple word score after Impunity. It's going to be pretty tough. Whoops, I did not spell that right. It's going to be pretty tough for the bot to hurt me too bad here on the top, just because the I is kind of tough to overlap, and with the M and the P, they're 2 constants. It would probably have to play something with a couple vowels in a row, and it's just not going to score that many points. So I'm not too worried about that spot. I'd more be worried about the X over here, making XI. But I think that's probably less risky than opening multiple doubles with Implying for bingos. I just want to also make sure I'm not missing an 8 through this O, which I don't think I am. I'm also close to like Viomycin or something. There's definitely some weird low probability 8s that have tiles that are similar to this, but I don't think I have any as far as I can tell. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, so I'm gonna go ahead and play Impunity through the T. All right. Well, unfortunately, I blocked Narrower through the E. Now I'm wishing I played Implying, because I would have had Narrower through the E. Which this is a kind of rack where it's either like you basically either bingo with Narrower or you have absolute garbage. Because yeah, 3 R's and a W is going to be pretty tough to deal with. But we'll see what we can do. Maybe the bot will float another E. You never know. I guess we have Pro War over here for 24. That's not terrible. Can also just play Narrow or Arrow through this O. Alright, so it plays Opa. Yeah, Pro War is still available. It does open a bit up. I don't think it's a great play. Could just play Narrow over here for 18. I guess that's a pretty big point sacrifice. Pro War is 6 more points. That's probably too much to give up. I don't have that much of a lead. I mean, this does make the board pretty difficult, though, which is nice. So I'm not sure. Do I have any other plays that are worth considering? I definitely need to get rid of the W and 2 R's. I don't think I have anything to this O. Almost Arroyo, but not quite. Yes, I think it's probably between... I don't know if Arrow here has any merit. Probably not, because that takes a lot of front hooks, too. So yeah, I think Narrow here or Pro War are the 2 options. Pro War definitely gives back considerably more counterplay. So it's hard to say. I mean, after Opa, like, I don't know, the bot could definitely have a pretty good rack. It could also have not such a good rack. NR versus OR is pretty close, because Narrow keeps OR. Yeah, 6 points feels like a little too much to give up. Yeah, I mean, I do give back more bingos, of course, floating an A and an R. Also possible big overlaps over the tiles in Pro War with a J or other tiles there, so not exactly sure what I could do. I guess, yeah, narrow. I could also just, if I get an E, I can play, I can play narrower next turn. That's not even going to score that many points, though, so I don't think that's really a big factor. I kind of am inclined to keep it a little bit tight. I mean, I don't know. I have a feeling the bot is probably a little bit closer to bingoing than I am. So I think I'm kind of inclined to keep it tight and sacrifice a few points, especially against BestBot. So I'm going to do that. It's a little bit non-standard, but I think it's reasonable. Definitely, well, maybe I shouldn't have, because now the bot just bingoed anyway. And I didn't, I sort of blocked the V, but unfortunately not enough. So that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. But okay, bit of a Val-heavy draw here. Probably just bow in this spot for 22. Do I have anything here? Yeah, unfortunately this doesn't quite work. That would be really nice, but PU is no good. Yeah, I don't think I have this. It's not terrible. I don't really love the B. I think I'd rather get rid of the B. It's not going to really be anything through this A, I can't imagine. The last thing I need is another vowel with this rack to work with. So I think this is probably my best play. I mean, it scores decently. ERO is a solid lead. Let's do it. Still not a great rack here at all. Just, yikes. And the bot just slaps down a fix for a lot. So it started out well this game, but since then it has not been going very well. Yeah, this is I hate these kind of racks where it's like you have all one-pointers and you just can't really score and you can't bingo. So we don't have a lot of options. Probably want to just play through a bunch of these tiles, try to get either some better bingo tiles or better scoring tiles if we can. So maybe just like Pooler or something over here. Seems reasonable. I don't really want to play Peril. Keeping just an O alone isn't so good. AR is considerably stronger, so I think that's reasonable. I mean, we're not going to really score more than this, I don't think. Do I have anything over a fix? I guess there's that, but I don't want to keep two Rs. I don't think I have a good way to play off one of the Rs here, because I can't overlap with an R. Yeah, I don't think I see anything there. So Pooler, it also opens up some more space, which I now want since I'm all of a sudden, I went from up a bingo to down a bingo very quickly. So yeah, I think Pooler is probably the right play. Yeah, that was not good either. We draw the V and the U. I need a Y for Ayurveda, but that's probably not going to happen. There's only one Y left, and pretty unlikely it'll be floated in a spot that I can actually use it. So, yeah, I don't know about this next play here. I guess I'll just play, like, Vatu. I mean, I hate scoring only 14 points. Maybe value over here is a little bit better. There are a lot of E's left, actually, so playing off my E isn't so bad, and it does open another line for 7s. I could also play Vague down here. That's probably not bad, actually. Vague, or maybe even Vaguer to score a few extra points. Opens another line for 7s. Doesn't block too much. Maybe can open a marginal line on the left with the V, so I don't think that's unreasonable. Of course, none of these plays are very exciting. Only score like 20 points, and I'm down 54, so I'd love to score more than that. I just don't really see how I can. I mean, I can play something like Verb and score 27, but that keeps an absolutely atrocious leave, so I definitely don't want to do that. BestBot going into a bit of a think here, so we'll see what it has in mind. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think I have much else. Like, I really need to get rid of this V and this U, and I kind of need to get rid of one of the A's too. So I need to play off VAU and maybe one or two other tiles if that helps. Yeah, I mean, Vatu isn't bad. I just really would love to score more than 14 points. Yeah, I'm kind of between that and... Okay, well... So, wow, Rosins? Does it have a third S? What a weird play. Huh. Yeah, that's a very weird play. I can't help but wonder if it's got a third S. I mean, would it play Rosins keeping 2 consonants without an S? I mean, I find that hard to believe. Like, you just play Snib or something, right? Like, I don't know. I feel pretty inclined to infer that BestBot has the last S. Like, especially with the Pooler's Hook, I mean, to me, it just seems crazy to spend both S's for 17 points if those are the only S's you had. So, alright, if I'm operating under the assumption, which again I think is reasonable, that BestBot has the third and final S, then I know I'm never going to be able to use Poolers, I guess unless I get the other blank. So, yeah, I don't like Vatu. It's starting to really close the board down too much. So I think it's between Vague and Vaguer. The R is very nice for my leave. But 4 points is also helpful. I'm not sure. It's close. Probably Vague. I mean, I think I need to bingo ASAP. And, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff I don't want to draw there. There's a Q, J. So I think keeping the R, I mean, there's also only 1 R left. It's got to considerably help my bingo percentage, I'd imagine. And also just, even if I don't bingo, at least my chances of having a balanced rack next turn. So it's probably better on equity, I would imagine, to play off the R, because 4 points is probably more than the static value of keeping the R with the D. But I'm inclined to play Vague here, I think, just given the situation. So let's try that. Alright, I mean, not a terrible draw. Definitely the R helps this rack a bit. I don't think we're going to be bingoing, but I'm probably going to be looking at plays like Gamb, keeps a nice leave, opens some more space on the left. Even HM, honestly, isn't bad. I mean, it doesn't open new lines, which I would like to do, but this is a fairly strong leave. I think I'd lean towards Gamb, though. Just, it isn't too hard for BestBot to really start shutting down lines. And okay, so yeah, we do have confirmation now the bot had the other S. It plays Cots, so there are now no more S's left. There is still a blank. So, alright, yeah, I mean, I could either play Gamb or, I think those are my 2 best choices. Probably Bingo's more, but again, I worry that the bot is going to start playing defense, and I do kind of like with I'm just sort of committing to this top left part of the board being fairly shut down. I guess I could still play to the B later. I mean, HERD is still a pretty solid leave. I think I'm better off playing here now. You know, another option, though, I'm just realizing, is to just score and play hard. Scores 40 points. That's definitely a lot. Yeah, like, again, though, it's just... I definitely wouldn't want to play Hag for the same reason as because that just shuts down the whole top left part of the board. And Harmed kind of does also, but it's a lot of points. So, yeah, I mean, obviously keeping a G alone is way, way worse than keeping HERD on my rack. So I still think I should play Gamb at this point. Like, I just don't really see myself most likely coming back without a bingo. So I think it's more important to keep a good bingo lead, even at the expense of, like, 13 points. And open some more space. Again, after this, I just worry the bot's going to play through this E and this R. I'll have the 7s line above Vague, but it's just not too hard for both of these lines to get shut down in the not-so-distant future. So I think trying to open some more space is probably good. I mean, Harmed, one nice thing, though, I will say, is it turns over more tiles to go for the blank, which is nice, since the blank is probably a tile I'll need to win. I mean, not definitely, though. Like, I can draw plenty of stuff after a game. I could hit Goat Herd, maybe, plenty of 7s. And the nice thing is Herd hits well above a fix as well if he tries to block above Vague. I can start with HE over there. I think I'm going to go with Gamb at this point in the game. It is a point sacrifice and probably an equity sacrifice, but I think I just like what it does for my leave and the board best. So it's a questionable play, but I'm going to go for it. And, oh, I do have an 8, actually. I have Adherend from this A. Not one that comes up too often. Adherend and Hardened. So hopefully it doesn't get blocked, because my next best option is a lot worse. I don't even know what my next best option is. Probably playing something like Herd over here, but that's not very appealing at all. So yeah, really hoping Adherend stays open. We'll just have to see. And it does, but the bot bingos. So, I mean, sort of good news, but also sort of bad news. And there's the blank. So, yeah, I'm going to need a pretty lucky draw after this. I mean, there's no S's left for letdown, so I don't have to worry about that. But let's see. I don't know what I don't know what I'm hoping for. I guess some sort of bingo, but we'll see. Definitely not that. Definitely not that. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping maybe now that the bot has like a ton of vowels. See, if I could have gotten an E for G's at least, that would have been good. But yeah, this is rough. I mean, it's not over. I'm down 80. I need to get rid of... I probably have to play something like dozen and take some chances. Hope the bot has a really bad rack. I don't know. I mean, I just don't really have a good way to get rid of the J. I guess there's Jeton. Keeping the Z. See, I just worry. I'm starting to run out of space. Like, if the bot plays through this N, right? If the bot plays here, then it just sort of blocks everything. Because now 7s don't even fit here. 7s won't fit here either. Yeah, Like, at least with dozen, I sort of force it to address up there. I don't know. I really do prefer keeping the Z to the J if I have to keep one. So I'm not positive what's best. I don't see any other viable options. Again, Zendo, I think I need to create more space if I want to come back. The good thing is there are at least some more vowels. So maybe after a dozen I can play like G over here, and I don't even know. Like I'm gonna need to bingo, I have to imagine. I mean, yeah, maybe Jeton to DRZ. Either way, I'm pretty unlikely to bingo. I think with dozen, there's enough bad stuff left that I think there's a reasonable chance that the bot doesn't have anything good through that D. And then if it doesn't have anything good through that D, it either has to sacrifice a lot to block, or maybe I can even get like a big play with the J there, potentially. Like Joker, if it somehow doesn't block. So I think I'm going to play dozen. Alright, not a great draw, but not the worst, I guess. I'll need to figure out how I'm going to get rid of this J next turn. Because I'm almost definitely going to need to bingo at this point. There's also only 6 tiles left. I don't really want to play Jaw because it shuts down a ton of space for me. It's actually horrible positionally. But I don't know, what else can I actually do with this J? Like, I don't think there's anywhere I can just play the J by itself. If I play Taj over here, then I'm blocking a big 7 line, and if the bot blocks the N, then I don't know where I'm bingoing. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% sure I'm not winning this game without a bingo at this point. I mean, Jaw just literally blocks everything. I can't do that. Taj is at least better than Jaw, I feel like. But I don't know. I mean, is there anything I can fish for if I keep the J? I'm not sure. Maybe there's some sort of setup? I don't even see much. Like, I can't do this or anything, or, I mean, there's just, all of these plays have way too many hooks in the pool. Like, that just never is going to work. I just don't even know what I can draw with the J on my rack for a bingo. It's going to be very tough. I think I have to play Taj, unfortunately. Or maybe Raj over here? But then the problem is also, like, I don't think I'm scoring enough points. Because that's only 12. And the bot doesn't even have to block. It can probably just score and go up 100 and outrun whatever bingo I might get. Yeah, I think I gotta play Taj here. I don't know. I'm obviously not happy about it, but I just don't see any other options. Huh, alright. I mean, that's a pretty good draw. Article, recital, telkier, clarinet through the end. That doesn't fit. Does nothing fit here? I don't have room to bingo to this D. I don't think there's anything from this R. So I don't think I have any bingos that play. Maybe if BestBot does empty the bag, yeah, I guess after, yeah, that's the problem with Taj. Like it just blocks. Yeah, I don't know what I was supposed to do on that last turn. I just didn't have any good options. All right, don't think there's much to be done at this point. Yeah, once again, Talkier, Article, Recital. None of those are gonna fit. Probably, I think this should work pretty well if I play Toric, right? Saving Kale. Because I don't think the bot has much from this K it can do. I guess I could also play Kale first. Because I don't think the bot can really do much in the Toric spot either. Oh, it has tie-in, actually. It has T-I-Y-N. That's a nice play. So I should probably play Kale first. And then if it blocks Toric, I still have Trice as an outplay to this E and Kale. So that's probably a bit better, because yeah, it doesn't have anything that's good that blocks Toric. I'm not even sure if it should block Toric, given I can still go out. Yeah, this looks like a good play. Yeah, see, the bot just doesn't even block Toric. Alright, so 422 to 369. Not a bad game, I feel like. I started off well, but then the bot just sort of stormed back, and after Impunity, I just really never got anything going. But it was not a blowout, at least, and I did hit Adherent, which sort of kept me in the game. So let's take a look at some of these racks. Interesting, yeah, the bot can open with Volost here, but no good reason to get rid of the S1. You have that. So yeah, Impunity and Implying were the only two bingos, and they both score 72. I just didn't like after Implying. I mean, I'm still giving up an X spot, let's face it. It's not quite as good as the one after Impunity, but it's still an X spot. And I'm giving back two very juicy double-double lines, this I over here on the 5th row, as well as this N on the 11th row, both of which are pretty likely to be hit at some point. So I think playing Impunity is a bit better for defense. Like this U, the blank U, is much harder to hit than either the I or the N. Okay, so the bot, yeah, plays Opa. I figured it had a pretty decent leave, which it did here. The G isn't great, but there is this floating N, which helps it a lot. And yeah, this turn here, maybe I should have just played Pro War. I didn't see Pawn War, but that's makes no sense, right? Pro War doesn't take an S, and it just keeps a better leave. So, I don't know. I mean, Narrow really does restrict his options nicely. Like, I definitely think I got fairly unlucky that he happened to have a bingo from this V. It really does do a good job at restricting his options, whereas Pro War does give back considerably more, both in the way of scoring plays and bingos. So, I don't know. Maybe 6 is too much to give up, but I figured I have a little bit of a lead. I'd keep it a bit tighter for now. Not sure. Maybe I got a little bit too non-standard and trying to get a little too fancy here. It's possible. In Pro War was my initial instinct. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to adjust too much for this bot and feeling like I need to play, because this bot obviously makes a lot of cool non-standard plays that you wouldn't really think of. Maybe I'm starting to feel like I need to be too much like the bot, and I should just kind of trust my instinct more. I'm not sure. But in any case, this didn't work out particularly well for me. Bot bingos with Vestigia. Bow looks pretty good. I could play Aerobe, but EOR is at least a little bit better than keeping a U on its own. So I think Bow is fine. Yeah, this was just a brutal sequence. Vestigia and then a fix. Not really much else to do here other than Pooler. I saw this, but keeping 2 Rs is dreadful, so maybe... I mean, Parole takes more hooks. It doesn't take an R, though, unfortunately, so... It takes an E, a D, many things. I think Pooler's fine. Yeah, okay, so the bot did have all 3 S's here, as I suspected. So, yeah, very unorthodox-looking play of Rosin's, but it seems fine. I mean, none of these plays make sense. No good reason to put a tile in the triple line if you don't have to. So, yeah, weird-looking play, but I think it's fine. I didn't see Daub. I saw Verb. I didn't come up with Daub. That may be a little bit better. Keeping the V isn't great, but with AER it works pretty well, and it does open some space on the top left. So I think that's reasonable. I don't hate Vague, because it does also create another 7's line and get rid of the V. So I don't like Vatu or Uvia. They both shut down too much space, I think, at this deficit. Yeah, Daub, I probably would have played Daub if I saw it, just because, kind of like when I played Gamblader, I do really like opening that spot from the D, because it's not that hard to hit, and it also would score a lot, since a bingo there would reach the triple. So I think Daub is probably a bit of a better play, just because it really opens as much as I can, whereas Vague does still shut down the line or two, even though it gives me a 7 line. So I think Daub would have been a slightly better play here. Not a big mistake or anything, but probably a mistake nonetheless. So the bot gets rid of the Q. Yeah, I saw all of these options here. I thought about HM, I thought about Harmed. I ultimately decided at this point my priority should be trying to bingo, and DEHR is a pretty good bingo leave. I hit 7s well above Vague and above a fix, and also the H is nice, so that even if I don't bingo, I should at least have some scoring options next turn. This just really doesn't help my cause at all for bingoing. Like, yeah, I score 40 points, but I'm still going to be down 40 plus whatever the bot scores. I'm almost surely going to still need a bingo to win this game, and keeping a G could really backfire, and this just doesn't open any space in the top left. So I think Gamb is fine. It actually worked out okay, because the bot would have bingoed either way, and I did get Adherent down to sort of stay in the game. And yeah, I mean, the bot had 6 fouls here, so I guess, yeah, here, I don't really, is Dozer better? I would have thought JRT was better than JNT. I mean, I'm not sure it really matters all that much. And again, I thought about Jeton, but at this score, I really felt like I needed more space. I think Dozer is fine, or doesn't. I mean, I don't know. None of my options here are particularly appealing. And then, yeah, the bot probably smartly decides to block this D. And yeah, what else was I supposed to do here with Taj? Maybe Shadow? That doesn't really help me either. I mean, the bot can still just play it through this N or something. Like, I don't think that really helps. Jaw just blocks everything. Yeah, like, the thing is, I can't get rid of this J without maybe Raja? But again, he can... This 7 line isn't going to stay open, because he just does Gauk or something very similar to what he played through this W or this N, and I don't have my 7 line above Raja, so I don't think that makes sense. The A is also a really nice tile to keep. Yeah, like, I have nothing, other than Raj, I have nothing that gets rid of the J that doesn't just block everything. It's super annoying. And I just don't think keeping the J works. I'm really in a bad spot here, guys. I don't know. I don't think my play is terrible. But yeah, I just couldn't really get what I needed to. I did have a nice endgame here, though. I'm pretty confident I played that correctly, as it's just not worth it for the bot to block my high-scoring outplay of Toric. So at least I shaved off some spread. Honestly, not too unhappy with that game. A couple turns I think were maybe a little imprecise. I'm not sure about narrow, and I do think when I played Vague, I probably should have played Daub there. But I mean, no major mistakes overall. I played pretty well. Can't complain too much. I had the start I wanted. Just the bot with Vestigia to fix. That was really a killer sequence there. It went from down a bingo to up a bingo in the span of 2 turns, and just never quite managed to claw back, because once I did finally hit my bingo of Adherent, the bot just bingoed right there before. So, good game. Like I said, not too unhappy with this. We now fall to 2-9, so definitely not looking great so far in terms of our overall record, but still plenty of Scrabble left, so hopefully we can get a win in the next one. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.